Okay, today we're going to take a look at the MJX X800. There is that little gem right there. It's the smaller version of the 600, which is a real nice quad. The 600 is real nice. The 800, not so much. Let me just show you what they put in the box. They give you a prop removal tool, some legs if you want to use those, a charger, some spare props, and a the complimentary screwdriver that you always get. So all that stuff's in there. You get the controller. It looks like a PS3 controller. And what amazed me about this thing, it took 6 AA batteries. 6 in this little thing. 6 AA batteries in there. It like quadruples the weight of this thing. And then you get the manual. You know how whenever you go to the store or you order something on Amazon or whatever online, and the box comes and you open the box and you take the product out that you bought, you know as soon as you touch it if the thing's any good or not. You know the build quality. As soon as you feel it, you know something's good. When I opened up the box on my Phantom 3, I opened the box, put my hand in there, grabbed one of them arms and pulled it up. I could just feel that that thing had good build quality, that that thing was nice. I didn't get that feeling when I opened this box. This thing feels cheap. And MJX, but they make some good quads, but this isn't one of them. Now, they have this gimmick going on with this thing. As when I was going to buy it, I mean, thank God I only wasted $22 on this thing. If I would have paid more than that for this, I'd really be pissed off. They have this little gimmick on here. It's called gravity sensor. That's the gimmick. And the gimmick with the gravity sensor is you hit this little button over here. And what it'll do is it'll turn the control into like a phone control. And we know how good that works, right? Yeah, that's right. It works like shit. So you will start the quad, put it in this gravity control, and then you steer it like this. You know, you tilt this way, that way. It's crap. It's total garbage. It's a gimmick. And it does nothing but cause you all kinds of problems when you're flying. There's all kinds of lag and everything else, and it's crap. The quad is crap, okay? I'm not even going to bore you with watching these, the flights I did with it yesterday, because they were terrible. The thing handles, it flies terribly. Okay, it constantly is losing the range. The range is exaggerated. The range is supposed to be, I think it's supposed to be 65 meters. It's nowhere near 65 meters. I was flying the thing, it kept falling right out of the sky. Thank God it didn't have altitude hold, because it would have probably been gone forever. But it kept going out of range and falling, and I had to keep recutting the video. So once I brought the video home last night and watched it, I'm trying to cut some kind of good parts out of it to show you how it flies, and I couldn't even find a good couple of minutes to even put in there. It's very hard with this quad to keep your orientation, because this quad doesn't have any frills on it, doesn't have altitude hold, doesn't have headless mode, doesn't have any of that other stuff, which, I mean, you can't expect for $22 anyway. But you know, this thing is like branded as like the Mini 600, but it's nowhere close to the 600. It's nowhere close. I have a video up on the 600. The 600 flies great. This thing flies nothing like the 600. This thing constantly loses the signal and falls out of the sky, and it's very hard to keep the orientation. Now the 600 doesn't have any of those frills either. It doesn't have altitude hold or headless mode or any of that crap, but it flies great. This quad is just MJX. They just laid a turd with this thing. I mean, it's just no good. So I'm not going to bore you with flying it around. You can go watch another video of somebody flying it around. You know, I was watching somebody's video flying it around, and it looks like, oh, it looks like it'll fly real good. Well, let me tell you something. If you take a quad out in the middle of the Mojave Desert, you can make it look like it flies good, because you have no chance of ever hitting anything. I mean, even if it had a range for 10 miles, you're not going to hit a tree. So, you know, you could take somebody out there that never even seen one of these things, hand them the controller out in the middle of the damn desert and tell them to go up and down, left and right, and it's going to look like it's flying great. Because they have no way of screwing up. Okay? So, don't buy this thing. It's a real lemon. I mean, it just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. The build quality is bad. And then when you're flying it, it just doesn't have that, it just doesn't act like you have any kind of control over it. It just wonks around this way and that way, and you pull it this way, and you pull it that way. And the sticks don't feel right. It's just no good, man. It's just no good. Do not buy this thing. Save your $20 on the MJX X20 or something like that. Get that instead. Don't get this. All right, guys. Thanks for watching.